Hello everyone, welcome to Voxcel. So in this video we're gonna discuss Journal Training Book 19th, third test section 2. So we have already discussed section 1 of this particular book. If you this particular test, if you haven't watched that video, you should watch that video, but after watching this. So with for this I need your undivided attention, and without further ado, let's dive right in. So first what we will do is we will read the title of the passage, and the title says what to do if you are made redundant. So here from the title it's quite clear that this paragraph should be about things that we should do when you are being made redundant. Redundant basically means no longer in use. If it's about job, like if you are fired from your job, if you are laid off from your job, okay, what you should do. Let's now what we're gonna do is we're gonna read the questions and see what kind of questions we are dealing with. First we will see total number of questions for this particular section is 15 to 27, but for this text we have to solve questions 15 to 21. So if you know about GT, if you are preparing for GT, you should know section 1 and section 2, they are divided into. Section 2 is basically divided into. So section 1 is sometimes divided into 3 texts. So for the first text it's question 15 to 21, and for 22 to 27 there should be another text. So we will look at that later in this particular video. First we will look at these questions and solve these one. So questions 15 to 21, what we have to do for these is we have to write one word only. So we have to choose one word only for each question. So what will happen if you write more than one word for any of the questions? Yes, that question will be marked as incorrect. So you should be very careful that whatever you do not exceed the word limit. Clear? So let's look at the first question and then we will start reading the paragraph. Initial steps. So this is about the starting steps. Start by considering what needs to be done and make a dash to work through. So you have to start by considering what needs to be done, like what you should do, and you have to make a dash to work through. What you need to make to work through, you can make a list, you can make a timetable of things you like have to do. So to work through means to go through things. So we make like list, or we make some timetable, like we have to do this first, then this, then this. So let's see what the paragraph is all about. Employees are made redundant when a company has to reduce the workforce because a job or jobs are no longer needed. So they're telling that when employees are made redundant, basically when they are fired from their job, let go of from their job. So when the company has to reduce the workforce, it can be there can be multitude of reasons, like they are suffering from financial losses, they are downsizing, they are closing some of the departments, something like that. Why? Because job or jobs are no longer needed. It has nothing to do with the employee's ability to do their jobs. However, dealing with redundancy can be difficult. Here are some tips on how to cope. Obviously, if you are fired from your job, it's not easy to take. Your whole world is turned upside down, because you have mortgages to pay, you have EMIs to pay, you have like fees to pay. If you are married, if you have children, you have fees to pay, or tuition fees to be precise. So there are a lot of expenses that a person has to bear. So or that's why it is difficult to deal with this kind of situation. But we have been given some tips on how to cope with. Until now we haven't found anything about initial steps or starting point. I believe here it should be first of all. So that's the initial steps. First of all, don't panic. Okay, we should not panic, but okay, but we need to see what needs to be done, and we have to make something. Let's see what we have to make. It's common for people to either rush into a flurry of activity or be frozen by the shock of being suddenly made redundant. Obviously, it's common that either people they start to do a lot of things, or they are so shocked they get frozen. Okay, the best course of action is to keep calm. So what the best thing to do is, you should keep calm and draw up a list of things that you need to arrange in the months ahead. So you have to draw up list of things that you need to do, need to arrange in the months ahead, like in the future or in the coming months, what you need to do. Okay, so here is something about need to do, need to arrange. So our answer should be in this particular sentence. And for each question, you will get around 10 seconds to tell me the answer. And if you need more time than that, you can pause the video. And when you are ready with your answer, you can continue. For this particular question, your time starts now. Okay, time's up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write the answer here and see whether you can figure out the right answer or not. And the answer is list. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I hope everybody was able to figure out the answer. Let me mark the location here. Then we will move forward and then I will tell you why this is our answer. So here it's like needs to be done. For needs to be done, here it is written you need to do all the things you need to arrange. So you need to arrange, you need to do basically. And you but you here it is written make a maker. Here for maker they have paraphrased it, draw up a. So instead of make a, they have written draw up a list. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the next question. So this is like complete. So we have to look at this particular question now. Dealing with the company. Now, after the initial step, what we have to do or how we should deal with the company. Avoid letting the management see you are annoyed because. So you have to avoid letting something happen. What you have to avoid letting something happen is let the management see you are annoyed. So you do not have to show your frustration to your employers, your bosses, your managers, whoever is your senior. You should not show your frustration in front of them, because let's see the first question. You want to receive a positive dash from them for future post. Okay, because you want to receive a positive something, okay, from them for a future post. So for the future, if you apply for any post in a new company, you want there something like positive, you can say feedback, or you can say positive recommendation. Okay, so you want something from them. Obviously, if you have applied for jobs, or if you have something a little bit knowledge about that, companies, when you apply in a new company, they ask for the feedback of the previous employers. They usually phone call your previous company to ask about how you were, about your behavior, your work ethics, your work, okay, your work culture basically. So they want something positive. So you want to make a good impression, so that if when it's time, they will give a positive response, feedback of you. Let's see what they we are talking about positive here. It is important to find out what your rights are. Obtain a copy of the in-house redundancy policy if there is one, and check out your contract for exit terms. So you can do this, but we are not concerned with this right now. Try to maintain good relations wherever possible with your employer. So here they're saying that you have to maintain good relation with your employers, even if you are angry about the manner of your exit. Doesn't matter whether you are angry or not, you should maintain a good relation with your employer. You will need a reasonable reference when the time comes to move on, and it may be that your boss can make useful introductions or offer you consultancy. That's a different thing, because here is a comma. Okay, and after comma, so that just, sorry about that, this comma and means this information is different. So obviously our sorry about that, our answer should be in this particular sentence. For your answer, you have about 10 seconds to tell me the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write the answer here, and the answer is reference. Let me correct this. The answer is reference. Where it is? Here. Let me write the question number, then I will explain why this is our answer. So here, if you see a receive a positive response from the future post, so here they are saying when the time comes to move on. So basically that's in the future. So when the time comes to move on, so that they're talking about the future, so you will need a reasonable. So reasonable basically means, okay, I have written it in the wrong place, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. I wrote it in the wrong blank. Okay, so positive, you will receive a positive. You want to receive a positive, so you need a positive, reasonable. So reasonable just simply means something positive. If you say I got it at a reasonable price, so reasonable price is basically you are, it's in your favor. You haven't paid overpaid for it. Okay, so that is basically a positive thing. Hope it is clear. Moving on to the 17th question. You might get some dash projects from them in the future. So you might get some dash projects. So you have to tell the type of projects here. You might get some good projects, some profitable projects, something like that from them in the future, because now they are letting you go. So they are firing you, or you are being laid off from work, but maybe in the future you will get some dash projects. Now we have to tell the type of projects. Let's see. And it may be that your boss can make useful introductions or offer you consultancy work. So they are saying that, or maybe your boss can make useful introductions. Maybe your boss, he or she can like introduce you to new companies, or give you some like references to new places, or they can offer you some consultancy work. Clear? So obviously our answer is in this particular, sorry about that, our answer is in this particular sentence. And for this you have some time to tell me the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write the answer here and see if you arrived at the correct answer or not. And the answer is consultancy. So answer is consultancy. Let me mark the answer here. Then I will tell you why this is the answer if you were not able to figure out this particular answer, don't worry. I will tell you why this is our answer. So here they are saying offer you. Offer you basically means give you. So give you, so if somebody is giving you something, okay, so in other words you are getting something from them. So let's just say if I give you toffee, okay, or a candy, so you are getting a candy from me. So that's the same thing but in active passive voice. Okay, from like giver to lend, okay, borrow or lend, whatever you want to say, give and take relationship, you should know how it is used. I hope it is clear why consultancy is our answer for this particular blank. Moving on to the next one. Okay, moving on. Here is also the heading moving on. Find an organization that specializes in dash to help you look for another job. So they are saying that you have to move on because you have been let go. So now you have to find an organization that specializes in something. So basically there should be some sort of speciality here, some sort of like specializes in job placements, specializes in something to help you look for another job, in making resume, something like that. Obviously these cannot be our answers because we have to write one word only. So basically we have to find a field in which an organization is specialist. Help from professional outplacement company can make a huge difference to your job search success and reduce the time amount of time taken to find your next role. So they're saying that you should take help from professional outplacement company because they can make a huge difference to your job search success, and it will reduce the time you need to take, or the time it needed to find your new role. Okay, so obviously our answer is in this particular sentence, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Let me write the answer here. And the answer is outplacement. Let me mark here, then I will tell you why this is your answer. Here it is. Outplacement. So here they're saying find an organization that specializes in. So they have just written professional dash company, outplacement company. Basically they are specialist or professional, the particular company like professional barber, so they specializes in hair cutting hair basically. So outplacement like finding jobs, okay, and they can help to you to find a job easily, look for another job, your job search success. Hopefully it is clear. Next question. Invest time in doing serious something concerning the current requirements in your sector. So you have to like the question is saying you have to invest time what doing serious, but what type of serious? Doing serious work, doing serious search, something like that. You have to do some sort of serious work concerning the current requirements in your sector. So concerning basically regarding the current requirements, so obviously you will be do searching seriously what are the current requirements in my sector, so that if I lack in any of these particular aspect, I can prepare for that, I can like get some help or do some particular course to get me up to date. Let's see, you can purchase this yourself, but there are advantages to having it arranged via your company. All right, will this is not our location. Don't rush into applying for any or every job that comes up. Take stock of what you have to offer, what you want to do, and carry out in depth research to find out what employers are actually looking for. Talk to people in your target industry for career advice and information. This information will be invaluable in helping you identify potential employers. All right. So they are saying that you should not rush into applying for any or every job that comes up. Comes up basically that comes in front of you, or somebody is telling you about some job. Do not apply for every job that you become aware of. Take stock of what you have to offer, what you want to do, and carry out in depth research. So you have to carry an in depth research to find out what employers are actually looking for, like what are employers, who are employers, people who employ people, basically your bosses, what they are looking for in a candidate. So obviously this is our location, and again you have around 10 seconds to tell me the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. What I'm gonna do is, again I'm gonna write the answer here and see if you were able to figure out the correct answer. Answer is research. So why? Let me first mark the answer. Here it is. Why this is our answer? Let's see now, or how we arrived at this answer. So they are saying invest time. So invest time is basically you have to take stock of what you have to offer, what you want to do. This is you investing time in your aspirations or your capabilities. You are like looking deep inside yourself. You are looking at yourself from like third person point of view, like what are your capabilities, what you have to offer, what you want to do, or your aspirations. And here they are saying doing serious research and carry out. So carry out in depth. In depth basically is serious. If you are doing in depth research, you are serious about that particular thing. Okay, you are not doing it on the surface, you are going in depth. Obviously you are serious concerning your concerning the requirements in your sector. So basically requirements in your sector, what employers are looking for, so that they are the people who will employ you, who will give you jobs. So they will have some requirements, so you have to carry out research or in-depth research that what they are looking for. I hope that makes sense. Moving forward. 20th question. Consider if you work and training records, if your work, sorry about that. Consider if your work and training records contain dash that might prevent you finding work. So you have to consider, think about that whether your work or your training records contain something that might prevent you from finding work. So if something is preventing you from finding work, would it be a negative thing or a positive thing? Tell me. Yes, obviously it should be something negative. Otherwise, if something positive is holding you finding work, I don't know what the employers are looking for. If you say if you are hardworking and the employer saying no, 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 we don't want hardworking men, we want lazy people. I don't know what kind of job you are applying for then. So obviously, if something is preventing you from finding work, that should be something negative. Let's see what negative point is there in your work or training record that can stop you from finding work. So talk to people in your target industry for career advice and information. This information will be invaluable in helping you. No, this is not the location. Assess whether there are any gaps in experience or qualifications that could be a barrier to getting another job and address them. So basically barrier to getting another job just means stopping. So barrier is something that stops you, prevent you getting another job, finding work. So I'm not gonna paraphrase it much more right now. First, this is your location, that bit I'm gonna tell you. First tell me the answer, then I will explain why that's the answer and what other paraphrases mean. So you have 10 seconds, time starts now. Okay, time's up, and let me mark the answer here. And I hope everybody has figured out the correct answer. Quite easy. Gaps. Here it is. Let me mark and write the location. Question 20. So this is the answer, gaps. Okay, now let's see where are the other paraphrases. So consider the work and training record. So where it is written. So for work they have said experience, and training record basically your qualification. So preventive, I have already told you, for prevent barrier. So if there are any, something, so if something contain, if your training records contain something, so there are gaps. I hope it is clear. Moving forward to the 21st question, conclusion. Look on redundancy as a useful something to advance rather than the end of your career. So you have to look on this particular thing. Let me do this. So you have to look on basically. So you have to consider redundancy as a useful something, like useful tool, useful thing to advance. Basically look at this, like if you are let go of from your job, you have to look at this particular position, though it is negative, hard pill to swallow, but you have to look at it like it's a positive thing to do. So you can advance in your career rather than looking at it bleakly or being too pessimistic about it. Let's see. Redundancy enables you to move career forward in line with your own personal agenda. Although it can be traumatic, many people find that redundancy is actually the incentive they need to take their career in the direction they actually want to go. So think about what you really want and go for it. So they're saying that redundancy, what it does, it enables you to move your career forward. So uh, you can move your career forward in line with your own personal agenda, because now you don't have any job, you don't have any career, you are not in your comfort zone, so as to say. Because some people, what they do is they become too comfortable in their jobs, even though they know they can do better or they can get better pay elsewhere, they are not willing to take that risk. But if you are being made redundant, you don't have any choice. So it may be a blessing in disguise, basically. Though it can be traumatic, we understand that. Many people find that it is actually the incentive or the push. Basically, they need to take their career in the direction they actually want to go. So it's basically a thing that helps them to like take their career on the particular track they have always wished for. So think about what you want to do and go for it. So obviously our answer is in this particular sentence. So you have some time to tell me the answer, and time starts now. Time's up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the answer here. The answer is incentive. Let me mark the answer. Then I will tell you why this is the answer. If you were not able to find it as an answer. So here it is written, as a useful is an actually the incentive. So useful incentive to advance their career. So obviously to take their career in the direction they want to go. So here it is written, move their career. Okay. Forward. Move your career forward, basically advance your career. So it's a useful incentive. I hope it is clear. Moving on. Uh, moving on to the next text of this particular section. Let me move on to the text now. So this is our next text, and these are our questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the title of the passage. Palvin's restaurant. Instructions to new kitchen staff. So this paragraph or this text is about this particular restaurant called Palvin. Let me change the color. This particular restaurant called Palvin, and is like this is basically instructions that are given to new kitchen staff, like the do's and don'ts given to new people. Let's see what kind of questions we have to deal with. So here are the questions 22 to 27. So 22 to 27. Complete the sentences. So we have to write no more than two words. So we can write one word, or we can write maximum of two words, not more than three. Like we cannot write three or four words. One or two words, they are perfectly fine, but not more than two. If you write more than two words, your answer will be marked as incorrect. Yeah, that's right. Let's read the question now. Question 22. New staff must record their own body dash before arriving at work. So they are telling that new staff must meaning to say they have to. It's not a option. You have to do this. What you have to do? You have to record their own body, like something about body before arriving at work. Like before you arrive at work, you have to do this. Own body shape, own body size, something like that. Own body weight, something related to body they have to record. Otherwise, what else you can record of their body? Let's see what you are recording of your body. Dress standards at our restaurants are extremely important, whichever area you work in. The following information will help ensure that you have a professional appearance every day as you carry out your food service duties. So, this particular paragraph says that dress standards at this particular restaurant Palvin, it's they are like extremely important. Whatever area you work in, whether you are in like chef or back in the kitchen or collecting orders, whatever area you work in, the dress standards are of the utmost importance. So this information, the following information, it will help you to maintain a professional appearance when you do your food service duties. But still we don't know about new staff, what have to they have to do with their own body. Palvin's restaurant chain provides new kitchen staff, here is new kitchen staff, with their uniforms, and you are advised to come to work with a note of your chest, waist and hip measurements to assist in this process on your first day. So that's something else. So our answer is in this particular sentence. And again, you know the drill. You have about 10 seconds to tell me the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up, and I'm gonna write the answer here. And the answer is measurements. I hope you were able to arrive at the correct answer. This. If not, don't worry. I will tell you why this is our answer. Just let me mark the location here first. Here they're saying that new staff must record their own body something. For their own body, they have paraphrased the body into different forms. Like record of their own body, note of your sorry, note of your chest, waist, and hip. Obviously these are parts of your body, so own body. So basically you are advised, so you have to do this yourself. Okay, that's why measurements is our answer. Moving on to the next question, number 23. You should use your something to ensure that your uniform is never dirty. So here they're saying that you, basically the kitchen staff, they have to use their own something to ensure that uniform is never dirty. So basically, if the uniform is dirty, you have to wash it. So maybe you have to use your own money to ensure that uniform is never dirty. Use your own washing machine, something like that. You get the idea. So you have to use your something to make sure that uniform is clean. So never dirty basically means clean. Let's see. On your first day, you will be issued with two pairs of trousers, two aprons, two jackets, and two hats. Once you are happy that you have the correct size, please take the garments home and add a name tag to each one. Put these inside the garment so they cannot be seen. Kitchen work can be messy. So till now we haven't like read about clean or dirty uniforms. Kitchen work can be messy, and it is up to you to make sure that your uniform is kept clean. But you will receive a laundry allowance to help you do this. Okay. So here it is written, uniform is kept clean. So obviously this sentence is our answer. In this sentence our answer will be is there. So you have about 10 seconds to tell me the answer of this particular question, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write the answer here, and let's see were you able to find out the correct answer. And the answer is laundry allowance. So let me mark the answer here also. So why it is, as I have already told you, uniform is never dirty. They have paraphrased it as kept clean. So you should use your something. So you will receive a laundry allowance to help you do this. So you will have to use this to help you do something. So basically you have to use this particular thing to keep your uniform clean. uh, I hope it's clear to you. Are you getting my point? Okay. So moving on to the next question, number 24. Clothes worn to travel to work must be. So now they're talking about clothes that you wear to travel to work. Basically from your home to your work, or from your work, basically from your home to your work. They must be. So what they must be? Like must be clean, must be formals, must be tidy, something like that. Let's see what kind of clothes you can wear from your home to your work. Towels are available at work, but it's a good idea to bring your own too in case you need it. So there is nothing about traveling here from coming from home to work. You can keep this and any other personal items safe in the lockers that are available for use while you are on duty. It's advisable to bring your own small padlock for this. So till now we haven't read anything about clothes worn to work. Uniforms should not be worn outside work. You should wear your normal clothes to and from work. Okay, here it is. To and from work, but make sure they are respectable. So these are our like words, paraphrases of words. So our answer should be here, or our answer basically is here. And you have some time to tell me the answer, basically around 10 seconds, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write the answer here, and the answer is respectable. So this is our answer. So easily, but they are here. They are refers to clothes. So clothes are respectable. So clothes must be respectable. It was quite straightforward. Okay, moving on to the next question. Casual wear such as something should not be worn in kitchen area. So here they are talking about casual wear. So such as, sorry about that. Let me do it again. So such as, what does such as means? So here we will be writing some sort of example, basically some sort of name of the clothing. Casual wear such as jackets, casual wear such as something, whatever that particular piece of clothing is, we have to write the name of that particular clothing. So such as basically is specific type of clothing. So example of that specific type of casual wear, and that should not be worn wear in the kitchen area. You can wear anywhere else, but not in the kitchen area. Let's see what kind of clothing is not allowed in the kitchen area. For example, hoodies and other similar tops are not acceptable in the kitchens. If it's cold, wear a jacket. Okay, so obviously this is our location, and for that you have some time to tell me the answer, and I don't think so you will need more than 3 4 seconds for this, and the time starts now. Okay, time's up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write the answer here, and the answer is hoodies. Let me mark here first. Question 25, hoodies. So here there's casual wear such as, for such as they have, although they have obviously written for example. So we cannot write other similar tops because firstly they will be like, it will be 3 words, and we have to write no more than 2 words. So obviously we cannot write 3 words. So hoodies is our specific example of casual wears that cannot be. So not acceptable, should not be worn in the kitchens. But you can wear a jacket, but the question is not about what you can wear, the question is about what you cannot wear. Hope it is clear. Moving on to the next question, number 26. Staff using something may still come to work. Okay, now we have to tell the staff, basically people working for this particular restaurant, using something, basically they may still come to work. So if staff is using something like some sort of equipment or some sort of gadget or something like that, let's see what kind of thing is it is, they may still come to work. So it is possible that they can come to work if they are using something. Let's see what it is. When you arrive at work, you can use the changing facilities located next to the lockers to put on your uniform. You can wear your own shoes in the kitchens as long as they are sturdy and enclosed. We strongly recommend rubber soles so that they do not slip on the floor. So these are what you should wear, but we don't have this particular location right now. If you incur any injuries that require crutches while you are working for the company, you cannot then take any task that involves standing up. So like they're saying that if you incur or if you face any injuries for which you require crutches, you while you are working for the company, like why if you are working for the company and unfortunately you are injured and you need crutches like to walk, you cannot then take on any task, or you cannot do any task that involves standing up. Obviously if you are on crutches, basically your legs or your leg is injured or are injured, so you cannot do or you cannot stand up for a long time, so you cannot take on task that involves standing up. However, if such a situation should occur, we will make every effort to place you in an appropriate area where you can sit down to work, so you will not need to take time off. But they're saying that, however, if this kind of situation occur, should occur, basically if this kind of situation, if you face this kind of situation, the restaurant will make every effort so that you will be doing jobs in which you can sit down, and you will not need to take time off. Employees who have similar injuries such as hand cuts, okay, this is something else. So our answer should be in, or our answer is in this particular location, and you have about 10 seconds for to tell the answer, and your time starts now. Okay, time's up, but I'm going to write the answer here and see whether you were able to figure out the correct answer or not. And the answer is crutches. First, let me mark the answer. Question number 26. So, how we arrived at this answer, crutches? So they are saying that staff using something may still come to work. Basically, it's not mandatory for them, but they can come to work, like if there are some certain conditions that are met. So they are saying here, if such a situation, so what such, basically what kind of situation, like if they are injured and they require crutches to walk, so they will not do any work why that involves standing up, but in such situation they can come to work, so they do not which and do task which in which they can sit down. Okay, or they will be pointed in an area where they can sit down to work, so they do not need to take time off, so they do not need to sit at home, they can still come to work if they are injured. I hope it is clear, it makes sense. Okay, 27th, last question of this particular text, this particular video. Please contact the manager before arriving at the kitchens if you have any dash or similar injuries. So they are saying that you have to contact the manager before you arrive at the kitchen if you have any dash or other similar injury. So similar injury means basically here will be mention of a particular injury or other kind, similar kind of injuries. Let's see what injury, for what kind of injury you have to tell the manager before coming to the kitchen. Employees who have smaller injuries such as hand cuts need to check with their manager whether they can come to work. You may have to take time off to avoid infection. So this is our location, obviously, because this is our last paragraph. So this is our location, and you have around 10 seconds to tell me the answer for this question, and the time starts now. Okay, time's up. Now I'm gonna write the answer here, and I hope everybody was able to figure out the answer. And the answer is hand cuts. This is our answer. Let me mark the location first before explaining it to you. Okay, so here they're saying please contact the manager, where it is written you need to check with their manager. So need to check with their manager, basically contact their manager, okay, whether they can come to work or not before coming to work. So whether you are able to, whether you are allowed to work or not, so you have to check before coming to work. Okay, there is no use of like arriving at work then asking the manager, am I allowed to work or not? So even if you are not allowed to work, you have wasted just your travel time and money, so before coming to work. Okay, so the here is about injuries. I hope it is clear. So this is the end of this particular video. So this is how you should attempt these type of videos, sorry, these types of text, these types of questions. So we have made more such videos on like these kind of reading modules. So if you want to watch those videos, you are more than welcome to watch those videos. If any question is not clear, I like recommend or I insist that you should watch that part of the video again and again until that question becomes clear. Because if you are not giving your mind to assess its weaknesses, assess the questions, the like, okay, these kind of things, your mind will not grow, your mind will not understand how to improve itself, and so that you will be able, so that you can mark the reading answers correctly every time without fail. So on that particular note, I would just want to give some advice to you, or I want to share something with you. If you are struggling in your writing and or speaking, if you are not able to get band 7 or more in your writing and or speaking, and you don't know why, even after multiple attempts you are unable to figure out where you are lacking, you can enroll in our video course. We have made special video course on this. It is one of the most, if not the most detailed video course on IELTS exam. All cover that covers all 4 modules: reading, listening, writing and speaking. So in this you will get to know how to solve different type of reading question, listening questions, or how to attempt different type of task ones for both academic and GT, or how to attempt different type of task 2 again for both academic and GT. You will also get band 9 sample answers for all the books from ranging from book 1 to book number 20th of Cambridge. Okay, you will also get how to attempt all the 3 parts of speaking. We will teach you our tried and tested methods for writing as well as speaking. Okay, for every part, like for every part of speaking, part 1, part 2, part 3, for all the types of writing, academic or GT, be it task 1 or task 2. So we that course has helped a lot of students to get their desired band scores. And if you want to be our next success story, you are more than welcome to enroll in that particular course. Or you can buy our writing correction service, or you can book your 1-to-1 speaking slot with us, and we will tell you where you are lacking, what you need to do, and what how many bands you will score, like if you write that particular way, or do these kind of mistakes, or speak a certain way. So if you want our that services, you can book those services also. So you can go to our website www.voxel.org to find out more about it. So that's it for this video. Then I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.